What's going on, everybody? Travis with Parker Mountain Machine. Welcome back to the channel. Today we got an install video talking about the new rep panels as well as our M-LOK panels. There's a little bit of a difference between the actual install procedure for the two, so we're going to go over both of them and we'll get right into it. Alright, to start this process, we obviously have to disassemble a few things off the gun here. So first things first, we're going to take the lower off. That's super simple. You're just going to pop your front pin, give it a little tap in the back. Your lower is off. The back plate will just slide off from here. Go ahead and set those aside. We're not going to need those for now. Now we do need to get the bolt carrier out of the way. So you can push back on your charging handle a little bit, get this buffer to pivot, and then just push this back. You can remove that if you want to, but you don't need to for this process. It just needs to be out of the barrel extension. Next, you're gonna need your T25. Rachel rayed this a little bit, so these are just hand tight, but you'll probably wanna ratchet to get these undone, get a little bit more torque on them. Now that ratcheting sound you're hearing is the springs that keep these captured. So these will not fall out on you. Now this is our M-LOK side rail, but this process for removal will be the same if you have your factory rail on as well. So on each side you're just going to be removing these 3 T25 bolts to remove the barrel. So we'll do the same on this side. This side already has our side rep on it, but again, the process will be the same. Minus the J-spring at the front here, as these are captured with that top hat bolt design. So now that everything is loose here, you just push your barrel forward, get it to this opening here, and the barrel will come right out. All right, now that the barrel's out of the gun, to take your factory side rail off, these can be a little bit tricky. FN likes to use a decent amount of Loctite and torque to put these factory screws in. So you may need to heat these up. Now your factory rail is plastic, so you do not want to do that from the outside. If anything, you want to get in on these retaining plates with a little bit of heat from the back, but just be careful not to melt your rail. So once you've got those loosened up, or heated up I should say, you're going to take your 2.5mm Allen key and take the hardware out. Now what you're going to notice the difference is with the factory retaining plates and ours, they're very similar. It's just the actual threaded portion is much shorter on ours because the rail is thinner. So you can set that aside. You won't be using those again. Now, when you take your factory rail off, you can lose your retaining bolts, but you're going to see this J-spring here, as well as the factory bolt. So you're going to reuse this for the M-LOK hardware. So you can kind of just do one of those, get that out. So here's your forwardmost bolt that you're going to use for the M-LOK hardware, as well as your J-spring. So to install that, you're going to take the bolt, drop that in, it'll stay retained so it's not going to fall through. And then you'll take your J-spring, this can only go in one way, just looks like that. Now you're going to have to hold all this kind of together while you get it on the gun. It'll be easiest if you kind of tilt your receiver towards it, get everything lined up. Now you can flip it back over. Now from here, we supply new hardware for this side rail. Because the M-LOK slot's obviously pretty narrow, the factory bolts are not going to fit through there. So you're going to take your retaining plate, Drop the screw in, and it's still a 2.5mm Allen, and you're going to want to use Loctite 242 or blue Loctite for that. And do the same for the rear. All right, and then once those are both in, you're going to torque that down to 20 inch-pounds. Now, you're also going to get some extra screws that don't actually go with the mounting hardware for this. What those are for your M-LOK accessories. Say you have like a Magpul light mount or something. The bolts that they come with are going to be very long and actually going to be too deep for the M-LOK slot. So we supply shorter bolts so you don't crash into the back there and then actually rip your rail off while you tighten it down. We can remove the side rail. Again, it's going to be the same for your 1913 rail. It's just obviously not going to be an M-LOK piece. So you're going to take a 2.5mm Allen key and take your rail retaining bolts off and get rid of your factory back plates that those screw into. You can lift your rail off. Your J-spring will probably stay in your factory rail, but they can come out like that, but that's fine. Remove your factory T25 bolt. So from here, all you really need to do is take your top hat bolt, making sure the washer is on there. You can drop that in the forwardmost hole. That can just stay there for now. Now you can take your rep, drop it, obviously it needs to line up in these two holes, and just sit over this bolt here. Now this is why we take the barrel out, so you're not trying to do a ship in a bottle build here. You're going to take your back plate that we include and one of the T20 flatheads. Now you're going to want to use a little bit of Loctite 242 here, and these plates go in. The more narrow flat side goes facing the top of the receiver, and obviously the boss here goes facing towards the screw. So you would put your Loctite 242 on this bolt. Get that screwed in, and repeat the process for the other one. Now once you have those in, you're going to want to take something like a fat wrench, or if you have some other inch-pound torque wrench, torque those down to 20 inch-pounds. Now, as far as getting your barrel reinstalled, it's going to be a little different because these are not spring-loaded. You need to push the forwardmost retaining bolts out. Now you can drop the barrel back in the way it came out and slide it in. Make sure it's as far back as it can go, and then just start. Oops. And then just start with your T25, getting your barrel retaining bolts started. I like to do it just hand tight to start with, get every one of them in. And even though we're not torquing right now, I am still going in a back and forth pattern starting from the rear. The even torque is most important into the barrel extension. As the front here, you're just torquing against the barrel yoke that keeps the receiver straight. Now you don't want to use Loctite on any of those bolts, but you do want to make sure you torque those down to 62 inch-pounds. And again, you want to go left to right or right to left, alternating pattern from the rear to the front. If you have any questions, shoot us an email at customerservice@parkermountainmachine.com. We'll be happy to help you out. If you learned anything, go ahead, hit the like button, and if you haven't already, subscribe. It'll help us push more of this stuff out to you guys, whether it's installs or just talking about a different product. I've been Travis. See you in the next one.